All right, Shalom, Israel, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, we like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Hamashiach, Malak Yahushai. It is to say Yahweh, being the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world will call God, and Yahweh Shai, being the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. This is Brother Kasadia from W5 Jersey, Philly. And through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, right, we're going over, right, as you see on the screen, we want to touch on a few of the current events that is major or key through the spirit that we should look at, right? As you know, if you're, depending on when you're watching this, in like 2 days, on Monday, January 20th, Donald Trump is going to be inaugurated back into office, right? Inaugurated back into office. And if I'm not mistaken, there's going to be about 50,000 people protesting today, which is a Shabbat on Saturday, and or tomorrow, which is Sunday, right, the 19th. So the 18th and 19th, one of those days, and I'll pull it up on the screen, most I willing. I just want to provide this quick update to let you know what's going on, right? So you can keep watch over these different things. Again, it's a few major stories you just want to look into and continue to be vigilant and circumspect. So you have tomorrow, January 19th on Sunday, you have Hamas, Israel and Hamas, they have agreed to a deal, a ceasefire deal, right? So there's going to be peace talks. Peace talks have been agreed upon between these two parties over in the land of Israel. Now, I'm going to pull it up really quickly. Right, let's pull this up. On CNN, it says Israel's cabinet approved ceasefire in hostage deal. Israel's cabinet has approved the latest ceasefire, or the Israel-Hamas ceasefire in hostage release deal, according to Prime Minister's office, following hours of deliberation. The smaller security cabinet approved the deal earlier on Friday. Now, a few weeks ago, Trump came out and he said, look, if Hamas doesn't agree to this deal before I get in office on Sunday, then it's going to be hell in the Middle East. It's going to be hell to pay. This is what he came out and said. Right? This is what Trump came out and said. Long and behold, you now have a deal that's on the table and has been agreed upon between these parties. So it says the deal would take effect Sunday, would see a pause in fighting in Gaza and lead to the phased release of hostages and Palestinian prisoners. Israeli bombardments have killed over 100 people in Gaza since the announcement of the deal. So since they announced the deal, it's been the highest daily death toll in over a week. They announced the deal and then 100 people got killed. What type of evil is that? So you can't never do a deal with Esau, especially Amalek. He's a damn devil. He's a shiesty, right? International aid agencies are vowing to scale up their work in Gaza under the deal. The UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees called for rapid, unhindered, and uninterrupted humanitarian access to the Strip to relieve the suffering caused by war. So that's major to deal with. That's a big deal, right? That's a very big deal. Let's get a precept. The reason why it's so big of a deal is because the Lord said this. I'm gonna get a few precepts real quick. I want to go to, we know this already, but let's go to it, right? 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. And I'm gonna start at verse 1. But of the times and of the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. And this is always something that we want you to really think about, right? And be mindful of. And I say we as the whole camp of Watchmen for Israel. We want to continue to give you that warning through the Spirit, as prophets of old have done, to let you know that this is not your rest. This is not the time to really be sitting in a state of relaxation and peace and comfort. This is not a time to go a few days without reading. This is not the time to go weeks or months without fasting. This isn't the time for that, right? You know already what time you're living in. I don't need to have an in-depth breakdown to let you know what time you're living in, right? To remind you that we live in the end of the world. I don't have to break down that we're not in the time of Moses. that we're not in the time of Solomon being the king and ruling over Israel before the northern kingdom and southern kingdom split apart. We're not in that time. We're not in the time of the ancient Neo-Babylonian captivity. We're not in that time, right? We're not in the time of the Medo-Persian captivity. We're not in those different times. We're in the time of all hell about to break loose on earth. We're in the time of desolation about to happen in the earth. Nuclear war is about to happen in the earth. That's the time you living in, and you already know that. Verse 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction come up upon them as travail upon a woman with a child, and they shall not escape. So when you're looking at what's taking place, and I don't want to make this too long, but when you're looking at what's taking place over here in the so-called Middle East, and you're looking at Israel, the land of Israel, what they consider Palestine today, right? You're looking at all hell about to break loose, because this is where the chief battle is going to be. So when they're saying there's going to be peace talks and surrendering of or releasing of refugees and hostages and POWs, which are prisoners of war, you have to keep in mind what's really going to take place very soon. This is some of the first starts of what you see known as peace and safety. Trump getting in office, the world, America is going to think we in peace and safety. Everything's going to go back to how it was 5 years ago. When Trump was in office and, you know, the economy was, in their eyes, flourishing. This is not the time you living in, though. You're not living in nothing about to happen. You were living in a time of destruction about to happen. This Amos 1:7. But I will send a fire on the wall of Gaza, which shall devour the palaces thereof. And I will cut off the inhabitant from Ashdod, and him that holdeth the scepter from Ashkelon. So the rulership of Amalek is about to be cut off. And he's going to burn up the walls of Gaza. The city of Gaza is going to be destroyed. It's not, I mean, it's broken down right now, but it's going to be even that much more destroyed in the days to come. And I will turn my hand against Ekron, and the remnant of the Philistines shall perish, said Yahweh. And those Philistines were once living in that land. Remember, that was their land originally. So any inhabitant that's not of Israel that's ruling in that land, they're likening it to the Philistines, how they once lived and ruled in that land. The same spirit of the Philistines, which are ancient Canaanites, demons, bowing down to Baal, reverencing those false gods. Right? You read about that in Wisdom of Solomon 12:4. Hey, the same spirit is of Amalek today. The Jewish man today moving in that same spirit in that land. So the Lord's going to burn up that land, because it has to be burnt to be rebuilt. Aren't they doing that in LA right now? They burnt down LA so they can rebuild a smart city, or whatever their plans are currently. That's one of the talks, that they have a smart city in 2028 they want to build up just prior to the Olympics taking place. They got a railroad map that they have over in LA that they want to go and introduce. So they got a lot of evil that's just happening in the earth, and you better be mindful of it. So that's the first thing I wanted to show. Right? There's another thing we want to go into. Again, we know Trump is about to be in office. Trump is about to be in office, and this is what he said he wants to do day one. Day one. Right? Day one. Let's find this article. There we go. Now, so this is Yahoo, right? Yahoo News. They have different sources that, you know, post on their website. So one of them is from Salon, right, by this man named Alex, or if there's a woman or man, don't know, right? But this is earlier today, right? 10:41 a.m. Trump is planning to begin mass deportations on his first full day in office. Day one. This man gonna get in office, and he's planning to make good on his promises of mass deportation immediately. He said, look, I'm not gonna get a full night's rest. Hey, it's my first full day in office, mass deportation. Now he gets in office on Monday, right? They inaugurate him, right? They're gonna have their little feast and all of that and their rituals, and he got to go behind scenes and, you know, deal with children or whatever else they get down with. You know, he might drink some damn blood. You know how they get down, right? Their rituals and their gods that they worship and reverence. But more than that, day two, or really the first day, first full day, the first full day in office, he give me 1 second, bear with me, Israel. Right, bear with me. First full day in office, so-called, right? It says Trump's team is working with federal immigration authorities to orchestrate a large-scale immigration raid in Chicago. On Tuesday, the president's-elect first full day in office. The Journal shared that up to 200 officers from the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement will be sent to the city to carry out days-long operations. Their reporting shows that the raids plan to focus on undocumented immigrants who have committed minor offenses such as driving violations. Imagine that. Imagine you got a damn speeding ticket and they damn deport you. Day one on Tuesday. This is what they plan to do. They also intend to arrest anyone who was around those petty offenders who happened to be in a country illegally. Now, I don't know if you remember this, if you're watching. A few months ago on the Watchman for Israel, it's like the Watchman Wednesday, we went into Trump, he first been inaugurated or not inaugurated, but elected. We went into that they can deem you a non-U.S. citizen if you did not vote in the election. They can say that, oh, what is the brother doing? All right. What's that brother doing? Right, Salakia. A little confusion going on. But anyway, they could deem you a non-U.S. citizen if you didn't vote for the election. Look this up. They can remove your Social Security and take you out of the system. And then they could deport you on Tuesday. Not saying they're going to do that, but they could do that. Again, they starting in Chicago on Tuesday. Keep watch. Right? So again, I didn't want to make this too long. Right? I did not want to make this too long, but I had to bring this update. I had to give you this warning and call to mind what time you living in. This is St. Mark 13 and verse 35. Watch ye therefore, for you know not when the master of the house cometh, at even, or at midnight, or at the cock crowing, or in the morning, lest coming suddenly he find you sleeping. And what I say unto you, I say unto all, watch. So with that, Most High willing, you was edified. Of course, as always, we want to give all honor and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Hamashiach, Wumalak, Yahushai. Kwame Yasharala. Keep watching these last days. Shalom.